All right, part two. We did this once, but I'm gonna do it again because this is an important subject. So we have identified the winner of the Black Gender Wars. This is your boy Super Mike, and we're here to try to give a little perspective and get on out of here. I'm gonna make this real short because actually I did this twice, but I messed up on the sound. So this is what I want to do. This happened back in April or before that, but basically I think the court case was back in April. But want to go through this particular story, but I want to highlight, you know, black men and women, we got to stop this gender war stuff. But who wants us to continue the gender wars? How much money does the gender wars make the court systems, the lawyers? How much money does the gender wars make the hospitals and tests and all these paternity tests? How much money does the gender wars make, you know, uh, jailers? Okay, so they get money from you from going to jail, messing up your money. You know, how much lost income do we get with the gender wars? Okay, so the gender wars are benefiting, are part of the enslavement, and the way these work. The basic system is this. This is it in a nutshell. So they create a division between two natural allies. The black man and the black woman are natural allies. And what they do is once you have a problem, you or your brother, but right now we're talking about the genders between the men and the women. Once you have a problem, then of course you angry at each other. So who are you going to get to solve that problem? So they have official status. You go to the enemy. That's what they are. That's your enemy because their objective is to keep you destabilized so they can continue to control your resources. The stuff that we need to survive, the enemy controls. So they're able to control you by proxy of your resources. So here we go. Once you go to them for a solution to your problem, if your problem doesn't get solved, they're not hurt. This problem is your responsibility. But you go to them for a solution to your problem, and they direct you in ways that benefit them primarily. And it may not benefit you. Okay? So we want to go through this, and everything in here is fair use. I might show a little piece of a video from another YouTube content provider, but it's fair use. I'm not going to use the whole video. And so this right here is Ryan. I think it's Ryan Crawford. This is the father of this young man, this young boy, Ryan Crawford. Excuse me. Let me see. You can't see this. So what I want to do here. Hold on a second. Ah, these things. There it is. All right, so this is Ryan Crawford. And remember, this is all for fair use. Everything here is fair use. All right. Ryan Crawford. And this is the mother, Kayleen. That's the young boy. That's the child. That's the child. That's the mom, Kayleen. Kayleen Bowen-Wright. But see, what I don't like, what I'm going to point out here, we got to point out the enemy. You can't win unless you point out the true enemy. The black man and the black woman are allies, but we're fighting each other. That is the ability of the enemy to deceive you. That's his greatest weapon. Once they are able to deceive you, they cause you to fight their battles, kill yourself. And that's what we're doing. It's insane. This is the system. Let's look at the deceptive media title. Kayleen Bowen-Wright faked her son's diagnosis and he underwent 13 unneeded surgeries. Okay, maybe she did fake it. Okay, maybe she's nuts. Okay, so here we go. Here's another story. Texas moms get sentenced after she forced a healthy son to have multiple surgeries that left him wheelchair bound. That's what this story claims. And this is from Ratchet Friday Media. Okay, this ratchet mess, this is stuff to increase the gender wars. Who's winning here? Between black people. We can't feed into this mess. I don't care if we don't like her. So she admitted to this. Now this is back in April, and now they're bringing this out. But they just brought it out today, but really, this actually happened a while before. Okay. They don't give any really details. They show some videos that I'm not going to show. This is just a little clickbait site. This was a better story. I'm going to go through the father's story. So the bottom line with him, in this particular story, they said the boy who stayed sick. By his 5th birthday, Christopher had gone to the doctor more than 300 times, had 13 major surgeries. His dad had a theory the mother was making it all up. Now, if the mom's making it all up, how can she deceive well-trained doctors, and she deceived a judge because of her making it all up, and you want to blame her? She went to the doctor more than 300 times, and they're doing surgery. The doctors didn't check anything out, and you want to blame her? Something's wrong. So he met this girl. This particular story goes through how he met the girl, and he had a son before that. By the time he was 27, he had his IT job. He wanted to do better by his son. He met this girl in a Club Che, which is boarded up. And this is down in Dallas, Texas, which is a corrupt, we know with the Amber Geiger, the Botham John, and the dang on murderous cops in Fort Worth, and all of that. Those people in Texas, North Texas, that Dallas, Fort Worth area, that's so corrupt. So this is the stories from there, the judicial system there, the cops there, just twisted and corrupt. Here's another example. So bottom line is, he went on there and he had, made a baby with this girl after a couple of parties. She hooked up with him. They ended up getting pregnant. The girl had complications during the pregnancy. So she had complications during the pregnancy. She had an early pregnancy, early premature birth. So the boy was sick right at the beginning, okay, pretty much. So Kayleen's 2nd trimester, she started calling Ryan in the middle of the night. There were complications, fevers lasting for days, multiple hospitalizations. Ryan, I just called because I'm in the hospital. Kayleen had said, I've been here for 2 weeks. I have a temperature of 110 degrees. Ryan began to wonder, was she really in the hospital? So he doubted her all the time as part of this gender war stuff. Now she was telling the truth. She was in the hospital early. So right before the boy was even born, he had taught the mother that he distrusted her. So she discounted his word right there. She didn't, because of the animosity between them. Anyway, so the bottom line is Chris was born early, which is the son. Christopher was born early. So now, so he would give, so he would give Kayleen money and stuff for the baby and everything. The bottom line is his health, the boy's health was deteriorating. Doctors gave him a G tube to feeding tube to insert directly into the middle of his small intestines. They also placed a port in one of Christopher's veins so that Kayleen could give him IV fluid at home. Christopher didn't get better. All right. Bottom line is, here's an incident they isolate, and this is and now the media right here. This is part of the media. This is one of the winners in our gender wars. This is our enemy. Okay, this media system. They show a situation here where the father's auntie went to the hospital to visit Christopher when Kayleen was there. Kayleen pulled out an X-ray, and she says she pointed to a blotch and announced, "I guess this is the cancer right here." But and then the aunt says, "But you read at the bottom, no findings." Now the doctors, they show no findings on X-ray. So why they believe her when they say no findings? So who's at fault? Who's getting money for these surgeries? And then they put her in jail. Shouldn't the doctor go to jail? Shouldn't the hospital system go to jail? All right, so now there's a situation. Kayleen told him that why would you put other? So Kayleen received a notice that she was livid because Ryan filed to establish paternity on his child. She didn't want to go to court. He messed up by doing that, even though he was trying to do the right thing, get full custody of his son because she was crazy. But the court served Kayleen well during the first child support hearing. Ryan said she broke in tears, told the judge that Christopher had muscular dystrophy, wore leg braces, and may never walk again. And Ryan was flabbergasted. He never heard about that. Are you talking about the child we have? The judge brought the parents into his chambers to console them. He had lived his entire life using a wheelchair, the judge told them, and despite the disability, he managed to live a normal life. Your son's still going to be able to go to prom, the judge told Ryan. What are you talking about? Ryan thought. So here's another part where the system is broken. A judge took a claim. This judge is supposed to go to school, be trained to detect deception, verify information and claims, not be moved by emotion. And we see down here in Texas, obviously, court outbursts move these judges, obviously. Okay, just like with the Amber Geiger crap. They just go crying in the court, and then, the judges and the jury are reducing sentences for murderous monsters. So this girl, she went to crying in court, and the father knew she was crazy, but the judge increased the child support from the father, and the girl still had full custody because of the disability now. The father has to pay more child support, which doesn't even go by his paycheck determination. So he got in more trouble by trying to do the right thing and use the court system, which is a dysfunctional criminal court system. So the bottom line is she literally played off that judge's disability from the get-go, Ryan said. I was livid. So the judge, but he's being stupid though, because he's mad at the girl, at Kayleen, but the judge is supposed to be professional. How you mad at? You know she crazy. You can't be mad at her. You're mad at yourself because you picked a crazy woman, but you you went to a professional to solve your problems, but you're not getting your problem solved. So this is a lesson to all of us. What's wrong? We got to make wise decisions. We can't blame and we can't put our problems on other people, especially your enemies. They're going to kill you. They're going to deceive you. They're going to destroy you. So anyway, the boy got, messed up his child support even more. And now we're dealing with the situation. And look at the stupid statement by the judge. He was a young father with his family. They seem really upset about him paying back child support, Hockett says. This is the judge, Lori Hockett. Lori Hockett. Anyway, let's see who the stupid judge is this. I'm going to look this judge up. Lori Hockett. Look at your enemy. There it is. Look at that. There your enemy go. There go a white girl. So you go to Lori Hockett. You go to Lori Hockett to solve your black problem. And Lori gives full custody to a nut just because she broke down. And then they want to come up with they blame her. Gave her Munchausen syndrome, whatever. White people come up with any kind of words to justify their crap. So the bottom line is, the brother, who was right all the time, because he's powerless to solve his own problems, or he's not wise enough to solve his own problems, or he's not smart enough to choose rightly based upon wisdom, he has to go to Lori Hockett, the goddamn white man. Solve your problem. We can't do that. We can't do that. So now, we make a long story short. They find out that, oh my God, we done destroyed this boy. We don't want to be sued. Let's blame the mama. She crazy. So she admits, she takes the fall for the whole thing. They give her 6 years. They give her 6 years in jail. But she wasn't alone. She didn't know that she was being used by white supremacy tactics and systems as a weapon against herself, her family, and her community. He's being used. They're using men are being used as a weapon against your family, your wife, and your people. And who's winning? The white people. They're winning. We can stop this by making smarter decisions, gaining wisdom. I'm not going to show that picture of her. That's a good picture. This is who that woman is. She loves her child. That mother loves her child. And that father loves his child. But you're not making a smart decision to solve your own problems. And that's why the gender wars are being won by your enemies. And that's why you're not going to win unless we learn how to defeat that. So that's all I'm going to do, and that's it.